today we're in Roseau DOMINICA. It's the last proper day of our cruise. After today we're heading back to Barbados and home. So I've got to make the most of this. Got a little town down there. Looks very nice. We've been told the best things to do are explore the island, and I'm actually going on touring in it anyway. So but before that I have got a chance to go and have a look at the shops and let's see what's out there. Last night when I got back to my cabin, I had my going home instructions, time to say goodbye, which is always a bit of a shame. So if you're travelling with TUI Airways and not somebody else, then it's bonded luggage this time. So it's another one a bit like if you've seen my Croatia video. So we got our luggage tag and one of these special bonded ones. And what you do is you pack your suitcase, put it out before 2 o'clock in the morning, and you don't see it again till Manchester. That's really easy, other than you've got to remember to keep stuff in your hand luggage for tomorrow, because obviously you don't want to get up and find you've no clothes or anything. And then what else do we do? So tomorrow morning we have to do immigration in the last tube's dining room. Everyone has to do that. Remember, I'm calling everyone's times like last week. They're doing our boarding passes for flight check-ins, so that's handy. And then on the bag, I'm going to Manchester, my magenta ticket, so that's that, my magenta course. So we're off fairly early, 12:30. You can be out of your cabins for 8 o'clock. Then you can go and have your breakfast and stuff like that. If you're going to London Heathrow on the green ticket, you're off the ship at 4. And then you've got a long way to the airport, so at least we're not messing too much. But yeah, if you're on the ship, you can stay and enjoy the ship all day. Or they do tours as well, which take you to the airport. But I mean, for me, it's not worth it because a few hours just get a little bit of sun before we go. So there you go. I've got to pack up today. It's a bit of a shame, isn't it? It's the last day. But I've also got a tour planned. So busy. But before I do anything else, I'm going to go and have my breakfast. Very colourful. They did say last night at the show that actually the best way to see the island is to get out and about. I'm going to be meeting my tour just down the bottom down there. Doing that later on. My tour's not until 1:30, so I've got plenty of time today, although I have got things like packing up to do first. I'm curious about these tents. That kind of looks like it could be a tourist market. I'm not sure. It could just be shelters and bus stops. So I'm going to have a quick wander down and see if I can find a fridge magnet. That's a shame. After waiting all week to get on the reserve list and get a ticket, they've had to cancel the dolphin trip due to the strong winds, which it was windy up on deck in fairness. So that's a bit of a shame. So I'm not going on tour now. Gives me a bit longer to go and explore the town. I could go and do a tour this afternoon, one of the other ones. I might just go and have a look at destination services, see what I think about those, if there's anything I quite fancy doing. Or if not, I might just go and wander through the town. Actually, I thought the town looked a bit more exciting, but yeah, that's an interesting question. I don't know what to do now. So my dolphins might be cancelled, so I've just gone down to destination services on the machines and bought myself a trip to some waterfalls, so we'll do that one instead. Heading along up here, you can see the nice little laid out plants are blowing in the wind. It does feel a bit breezy, it's a bit of a shame. Quite a nice view of the ship there. Welcome to Dominica. So again, lots of people still in tours, all these little Caribbean buses, lots of little tourist stalls. So these little white tents are like the craft market thing. Get souvenirs if you want anything. Lots of shirts, hats, magnets. Bought a couple of souvenirs. Getting my daily sprinkle of liquid sunshine. They did warn us that it forecast to rain today. We're in the rainforest, so kind of attracts it in some ways. Rum bars, magistrates court, Yeah, it's quite a nice little souvenir market actually. Not much of a muchness, but you want what, a little reminder of your trip to Dominica. Seen some nice street art on this trip. It's like we're just missing Dominica's carnival. Got the Dominican Museum. Visitor Information Centre. If you go through the Visitors Information Centre, there's another little market. This is just a tiny little market, it's called the Old Market. Little craft market in the back of the Visitors Centre. We've got a bar here doing gorillas. I booked myself to go to the Trafalgar Falls or botanical gardens as well. There's a lot of cars here for such a small space. It is quite colourful. Huge drains down the side of the road. That's probably because when it rains, it really rains. Did actually see a church from the top of the ship, and now here can't actually find it, but everything's like a couple of stories high, so you can't really see up the quite narrow streets. Yeah. Oh, there you go. See the tower up there. Let's go and see. I'll have time to just wander across. That's on these islands, they have all sorts of different religions going on. This is a Methodist church. Colourful little school there. And this is the big church tower. It looks like it's a bit derelict as that one. Might have had a bit of a battering at some point from the tower. It's quite nice. And I thought I was going a long way from the port, and then I've just turned around and I can just follow this street straight back down to the ship. So not a very big town at all. This has been nice to walk around a souvenir shop, but I've only been off the ship like half an hour. There's not much to see in Roseau. But if you like a bar or a little shop, and you just want to get up and have a walk, stretch your legs, but enjoy the ship, I always think it's worth getting off, because if nothing else, I can save set foot in another country. I've heard from lots of people that this is an island, you go and see the island. In fact, I've got a lot of the solos friends who are doing it all in one day. They're going on like an 8-hour trip. I think I'm quite happy to just do a couple of hours looking at some waterfalls, so we'll do that next. See how the Trafalgar waterfalls stack up to some of the others I've seen. What do you do in port? Do you get off and have a look? Do you like to enjoy the ship on a sea day? Drop us a comment, let me know what you get up to. There is a little trolley train. I think that was a ship's tour at one point, but I'm sure you could probably get on there and do it yourself as well. As an update, free Wi-Fi just outside the museum, the pier on this little esplanade, so managed to just get a little bit of Wi-Fi there. I went back to the ship for a quick lunch with a view. Then it was back to the pier to meet up for my Trafalgar Falls and Titou Gorge tour. The Marella Destination Services team were at the end of the pier to show everyone where to go. It might not have been the fanciest of minibuses, but it was perfect for the winding roads we were about to explore. As well as the driver, we had a guide, and both of them told us about the island and the places that we were seeing. First stop is Trafalgar Falls. We get a little pass. We've got a tour guide as well, which is good. Oh, you can't smell this, but the smell of leaves, and it's really warm and humid. There are a lot of steps here, so this is not going to be a wheelchair friendly tour, so if you've got walking difficulties, not one for you. But actually they are quite solid paths, just lots of steps to climb. Amazing leaves of these trees in the rainforest. Look at that. It looks like a giant banana plant. I wouldn't say this was 10 minutes, but I've come to a little viewing platform. Oh wow, look at that. There are two different waterfalls from two different sources, but just happen to be in the same place. And this one is the Papa Falls, and this one is the Mama Falls. And together, they are the Trafalgar Falls, named after the town of Trafalgar here in Dominica. Oh, there are people swimming in the pools here. We're not going off swimming on this one, although we have got a bit of a swim later on apparently. Oh, and actually, you can just see some tiny little people there at the bottom going in the pool. These are very nice waterfalls. I mean, it is a bit warm here in the rainforest, but it's worth doing that little 10-minute walk to see these. Look how amazing. Really nice. Oh, the sun's just shining right now. Look how beautiful that is. They go pure white when that happens. The sun shines on. All these tropical plants because we're in the rainforest. Very happy with this trip. That is really beautiful. Those waterfalls are lovely. It's only a quick stop. It's only part of our tour is this. But yeah, this is well worth me to see. A short stop and then back down the path. But how lovely. And you can hear the sound of them as well. So you know that you're at waterfalls. On scale of waterfalls I've seen, very nice. Not the best, not the worst. And then actually on the path, which is very concretey, you're looking up at these amazing trees. So while we go back to the bus, I'm going to enjoy my 10-minute walk just looking. So these steep steps remind me of the bus tour out of Roseau because we were going up and up and up and up. It was quite interesting to see the forest and stuff was right up back to the car park. So we're actually really high up on the island at this point. We've gone up and up, so I don't quite know how high we are, but we've timed that just nicely because another big coachload of people have arrived. So we're in a relatively small group. There's only 9 of us on our little tour. We had it all to ourselves. This is absolutely beautiful. These mountains give you a sense of scale. Obviously at the top. We come way up the island to the top of the island. So yeah, we came up in the minibus. You got a little feel as we drove out of Roseau and then up these twist back roads. We went up and up and up and up and up. You can get a sense of how high we are up on the island here. I feel like we're in the mountain tops. Went way up. And then have these beautiful waterfalls at the top. Well worth seeing.
We got back on the bus to see more of the island as we went to our next stop. At this point we were over 1,000 feet up and officially in the rainforest. There are a few different tours heading in our direction, including a jeep safari.
So we're at the Titou Gorge. We're going for a swim.
Life belts are mandatory for this one, and there is a fair bit of swimming involved as well.
I'm guessing we're going that way. It's a bit cold. Freezing.
Throughout the gorge there are rope handrails along the walls, so you can pull yourself along if the swimming gets a bit difficult, or you can just hang on for a rest, especially if the currents are a bit stronger. There is a point to swimming the length of the gorge, and at the end those rope handles come in handy to climb up and get a view of a secret waterfall. And then you let go, and let the current wash you back down the gorge.
Absolutely fantastic.
We left most of his stuff on the bus, but there is a little changing area.
And in true Caribbean tourist style, got a free beer. Cheers. That was amazing. The swim was a bit energetic. You had to do a lot of clinging to ropes and stuff, but I met loads of people who've done it today. I think there's people there to help you though. And you go to the secret waterfall. Amazing. Always nice to do something different. I've never been as wet as I have been on this holiday so far. I've never been out of the water. But what a fantastic experience to end my Caribbean adventure. It's the last day trip on the last day. Back to Barbados tomorrow. I'm just going to enjoy my Caribbean beer. And we've still got a little bit of trip left. So we've a little way to go before we get back to the ship. So see, probably a bit more sightseeing. But yeah, as an unexpected trip goes, this has been a very good one. Here's a tip if you come in the Caribbean. Get yourself one of these waterproof phone holders. The guys just sold it as for $10 as we got on the bus, so it's a bit of a risk because you're buying off a lucky man. But do you know what? It was the best $10 I've spent. I wish you'd have got me on the first day because I've been to so many places. It'd have been good to take some underwater photos. I'm hoping the videos have come out all right. We'll see what I look like when I actually look at them later.
As we headed back to the ship, we passed through the botanical gardens. The gardens were once among the finest in the Caribbean, but were badly damaged by Hurricane David in 1979. It was this hurricane that partly felled an African baobab tree that crushed a school bus that had been parked nearby. The school bus has been left as a monument, and the tree still survives.
That was a fantastic little tour. We're now back at Roseau DOMINICA. Map there, show you where to go. But it's time for us to get back on the ship. Saying goodbye to Dominica now. Considering I was expecting to be whale and dolphin watching this morning, that's been a fantastic tour. Really enjoyed it. Saw some of my solo mates on different tours, so it looks like a lot of the tours go to the Titou Gorge. People sitting up on their balconies there, getting ready to sail away. I wouldn't have enjoyed a balcony cabin on this cruise because I've spent no time with my cabin. I've been busy all the time. Now, get back on the ship, time to pack up. Got a couple of hours before solo drinks for the last time and meeting up all my friends for one last hurrah. Back in time for afternoon tea, so just having one of everything. There's a lot of cucumber going on there, but I think there's tuna, watercress. It's actually really quiet in the buffet. Having my afternoon tea, 4:04ish. View of, can't remember if this is the Atlantic or the Caribbean side, but one or the other. Got a little bit of towel art from my cabin stewards, who've done a great job of keeping my cabin nice and clean. And actually, it's been a great little cabin as this one. If you remember when I first started, I wasn't sure about the inside cabin with this wall behind the lifts. Never heard the lifts at all. It's been absolutely perfectly fine. It's not been very noisy at all. The ship does rattle around a bit, so I have found that it is a bit vibraty, but I think you get that anywhere. But yes, it's been a really good cabin. An inside cabin was perfectly fine for me because I honestly haven't spent any time in here. I've slept and changed, and that's been pretty much it. I've had no time to do anything else. So yeah, I'm not complaining. This has been a very good choice of cabin. 10135 on deck 10. Very nice. So we've left Dominica, we're racing to Barbados now. Last night of the cruise, so it's time to go and have some fun.
For my last night's dinner, went back to Latitudes, and for starters had prawn and leek puffs.
Did this last week and it was so good. I'm having fish and chips.
I forgot to take a picture of my dessert, but I'm pretty sure it was bread and butter pudding. I'll have eaten that without even thinking. Our final show in the theatre was Broadway Musicals. And after that we headed to Squid and Anchor, where all the musicians from around the ship gathered together to make one big super band for Band Jam. An excellent way to round off our last night on the ship.